Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Slumber Party podcast. I am your co-host, Amanda. I'm here with my BFFFFF, Lisa Ramnarine. Hello, Lisa. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you.
You sound so good today. Your mic is hot. It's good.
I mean, turn it on.
This is the point where, like, if you're curious about what we look like you should just keep listening to the podcast. You know what I mean? We don't need to investigate further. Except for me, my hair's amazing right now. We're letting it talk. I know. And we're here with Baby's Best Sleep Consultant, Bria. Hi, Bria. How are you?
Hi, Amanda. Hi, Lisa. I'm good. How are you guys?
Great. Thank you. And so I'm in Stratford, Ontario. Lisa's in Hamilton. And Bria, you're joining us from Calgary, Alberta.
I am.
Home of
nothing.
Sorry?
The flames and the mountains. The mountains.
A ton of snow right now.
Yes. You know what? We are just now getting out of like a polar vortex is what they called it. So thank God for the Chinook that's rolling in. Tension headaches are at an all-time high, but the weather is getting warmer. So it's good.
Oh my God. Well, and you also had the Stampede, right?
Yes.
Okay. I don't believe you. I'm very intuitive, and your body language is like, It's funny because I really want to go. I really want to go to the Calgary Stampede. And my husband lived in Edmonton for quite some time. And I think when he was there, he works in mining. So it's like that whole vibe. He was invited to the Stampede a bunch of times. And I was like, let's go. And he's like, I'm not going to the Stampede. And I was like, come on. It's like this big Canadian thing. He's like, absolutely not. You're welcome to go at any time without me. And then I'm just talking to you. I'm like, here we go. Here's my person that I am coming to visit for Stampede next year. And you're like, I won't be there.
You know what? It's funny. It's one of those things that everyone I think should do once, maybe twice, because it is so much fun.
Okay.
But you know, the more that you do it, it's so busy. It's really packed. It's really hot. The concerts are awesome. Like if you love country music, and I do, I'm obsessed with that part of it. I don't like the rodeo and the fair. I could skip that. But everyone should do it because it is really fun. Calgary is a great place. I mean, you're really close to mountains, and Edmonton is close by. It's a cute city. But, you know, being from the East Coast of Prince Edward Island, like true East Coast, you know, it's a lot different than back home. So I think I'm a little bit jaded, but.
Lisa, have you ever been to Calgary?
Drove through.
Okay.
Oh, no, yes. So, okay. So I blocked it out. I went there when Henrik was 6 months old.
So a really good experience.
When my eldest was 6 months old. Yeah, that was 12 years ago. Yeah, it was fine. I don't like all the roads names that are the exact same. That was very upsetting because I like to have difference in my road names. It's very hard to go to East 48th South.
Oh, yeah. That's interesting too.
And now it's worse because there's just more of those iterations of the exact same street in different places in the city. So it's worse now.
Yeah, poor planning.
Yeah.
I struggled with that in Edmonton as well. Edmonton is laid out in the same way. It's like 118th Street, South and East. So different near South and East. Well, you can tell why I couldn't get around there. It's like, I don't know what directions are.
Exactly.
My recollection of Calgary is an aha moment for me as an adult woman in that I had moved to Edmonton to be with my partner, boyfriend at the time, now my husband, and I had made this big move. And I was like, I love camping because I thought I did. Like, I hadn't been camping since I was like 14 years old. And I was like, yeah, I totally love camping. Let's go camping all the time. So we go in this like big camping trip. We'd actually been once and it was okay. And then the second time we went, it was raining. It was freezing. We got a blow up mattress, and at like 2:00 in the morning, it was deflated. We were on the ground.
Didn't you burn it on a fire? You were trying to inflate it, and it got burnt on the fire.
So you,
I think,
interrupted my story.
Now it's getting
because
better.
we like blow up the air mattress, everything is good, and then we like realize halfway through that the air mattress has been burning on the fire as we are both blowing it up by our mouths, and then we're and Brad is being like, I'm trying to be like, I love the outdoors. And Brad is like, I am a man who can blow up this air mattress. And it's like, I feel like this is taking longer than it needs to. And then we look down and half of the air mattress was burned. So that sucked. So then we dealt with that night, and I can't even there's a totally non-PG story as well. The people who were next to us, so the campground next to us, let's just say the couple was maybe trying to conceive. Okay. Okay, we can talk about that on this podcast. And you know what? The gentleman was
passionate,
coaching up his partner about all of the things that were going to be involved in the conception of this child, which is actually quite beautiful when you think about it. This all happened on the same night. And so then I am like, guess what? I hate camping and I hate here and I love sleep the most, which is like where all of my decision trees end up going. Am I sleeping? If the answer is no, I'm out. So then we drove to Calgary. We stayed at, I think it was like the Fairmont in Calgary. And it was like, I had the best sleep of my whole life. So, and then we had like the most fancy steak dinner. I'm like, oh, I think this is who I am. Sorry about what I said about camping, but this is more who I am.
This is
when you started that story, I was like, I don't know anybody who should love camping less than you. I mean,
yeah,
I
could camp in a motorhome.
No.
Right.
Do you camp a lot?
A lot. We do a lot.
You do.
Okay. I'm one of those weird, I don't want to say the word weirdo. We're not weirdos.
No.
We're passionate about it. You know what I will say? Mm-hmm. The painful part is the packing. I could do without that. So the dream is
unpacking.
Yes. And just hauling Tupperware boxes of those big, heavy totes. No, we're not for that. But I do love camping. I do not like motorhoming. That is hard.
Oh, you think it's hard? Don't tell me this. Why?
You have to drive it. It's hard to drive. It's hard to park. There's so many hoses, and you can get those wrong really quickly. And then you're you're really in a bad spot because water is flowing where it shouldn't flow. It's too hot. It's too cold. There's a generator. It's not my speed.
Yeah, you need to sleep. You need a good mattress in there.
Yeah. And you know what I will say? If you're going, go for the nice motorhome, the coach motorhome. Don't go down in the rankings. Get a good one. It will help.
Okay. Well, I feel like campers like you probably are good at it now. I feel like you wouldn't do it if it wasn't fun. You're not going to torture yourself. I probably should camp with you. And you should be like, why are you doing that? Stop doing that.
Yes. We can do a camping trip and a Stampede trip all at the same time.
Yes.
You really can just have a full circle moment,
Baby's best sleep goes camping.
A reunited trip.
honest to God, we should do it and we should film it and we would make $1 million selling it somewhere because I would be a shit show.
Absolutely. You have to get the people at their weakest sometimes for the good drama. We know that from our fake shows.
Oh, yeah.
And this
well,
would be
we
a
know
good
that
one.
100%. I mean, eventually we're going to talk about sleep. But this is basically why we're doing these intros for our listeners is we want you to get to know the people that you are going to be on a chat with, who you'll be working with, and, hopefully having a little bit of a connection with your person beforehand. So you're like, oh, I know that Bria likes camping. Therefore, she'll have some great camping strategies. Actually, there's some content for this summer because people ask me all the time how to camp. And I'm like, you don't? No, I don't say that. I've heard some crazy like baby camping stories, but we will volley that to you this summer for all those tips. Actually, I might have you on for another episode closer to the summer to talk about that because I'm sure we actually do get quite a bit of questions on that. So just veering ever so slightly, you applied to be a part of the Baby's Best Sleep team this past November when we were hiring. What was your motivation for applying? Why are you here? Why do you want to be a consultant?
I think it was a really full circle moment for me to have my daughter. So I have a almost 18-month-old daughter now named Isla. And prior to that, like I was a really independent, career focused woman who just wanted to like climb the ranks and just get on top and dominate my industry. That was like a goal of mine. However, when I had a daughter, I found it really hard to balance being in a corporate role, plus being a mom, plus filling my own cup. And I just, I definitely noticed a lot of my own personal, fulfillment really just that went to the wayside. And also I couldn't spend time with my daughter. So I had been following you for quite some time. And, you are the reason why my daughter now sleeps the way she does through some of your tips and all of your Q&As that I so attentively listened to for so long. But, to join your team, I just saw that, I was in the same situation as I'm sure so many parents are, and I know so many parents are. And, with working and having a family and suffering, really severely with postpartum depression and anxiety, I knew I had to do something different and something more long-term for myself. And being part of a team, and I could talk about how great this team is probably for the whole podcast, is so important. And honestly, because I'm a mom now, I think it's the biggest and most important piece of my life is that fulfillment at work, and being able to have a flexible life to be there for my daughter as she grows up. So.
Yeah,
totally. I love that. Well, that's so sweet. And you
your baby
like
is so cute.
I know.
Oh my
I know.
gosh, she's just a little dumpling.
You have to follow Bria. I was just about to give your Instagram handle, but I don't know it because we had to change it 18 times because we have had, I'm not kidding, we have had the most amount of technical issues with Bria only specifically. Yeah. I was like, I think Bria's going to quit because if she calls me again to tell me, hey, hi, I don't have access to this, like so nice. And I'm like, she's going to snap. There's only so much shit someone can take, but it's just unbelievable. And then, so we like tried to create these like accounts and it would be like, no, blocked. And so Bria's is BBS Bria. There's no underscore.
Yeah. Odd man out. BBS Bria. All one, very fluid name.
We tried hard. It just not have. Yeah. So BBS Bria, and you will see that cute little baby. And make sure you tag me in those because Instagram is not what it used to be. Like people on my own team will be posting content for days and I don't see it. Like so I try to interact every time I try to interact, but if I'm not, just send it to me or something because it's such an annoying thing.
Instagram algorithms.
I know. The things, if you had told me like 10 years ago, like you were going to care so much about something called Instagram and how it shows things, I would just have not believed you. That's amazing. So in addition to being a sleep consultant, you have outer interests that are of interest to Lisa and I, which is Housewives fandom.
Yes.
I'm like big into Housewives. And tell me what your favorite franchise is.
Oh my gosh. Right now I love Salt Lake, but you know what? I also have like this wildly addictive situation with Vanderpump Rules. Like I want to be Lala Kent so bad. I'm obsessed with her. Like if I could be her friend, even to meet her for
with
5
your man.
minutes. Yes.
Your man.
With Randall. Yes.
Why would you want to be Lala? Like, I don't think you want to be Lala. Or do you actually want to like rant?
You're right. There are some components of Lala that are a little bit like iffy, 100%. However, I love her boss attitude. You know, her recent book was a little bit like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I want to be you anymore. But
I didn't read it, but I will have to now.
You should read it. It's insightful. But I just love like women doing their thing. And maybe that's like the part of what I love, but I just love women being bosses and like dominating industries and dominating like their situation. Like I love that. So I think that's why I love her.
I mean, have you heard about how much class she had leaving that D-bag man of hers? Like she just packed up and left, and he cheated on her apparently, and she just got up and left, didn't ask him for a single thing. She had her money put away. She got her place. She gave him all his stuff back.
Yeah.
And he, by the way, told her that he bought her a like $100,000 ring, and it was like a brown diamond that was colored. That was like 20 grand.
Probably exotic or something. Probably to us, it's like that is trash, but maybe it is really expensive.
No, it's just so slimy. I mean, come on. Who cares what kind of ring it is? You know, just give her the ring that she wants or whatever, or don't, you know, don't lie about it. Ugh.
I know.
Yeah, it's a lie.
For her.
She
did. Lie. You know what? You're right. She, you know, maybe she's not everybody's cup of tea. Maybe I don't necessarily want to be her, but her attitude is 100% exactly right. Like she does not care what everybody thinks. She does her thing. And she does say she's sorry, which is...
It's like in the Housewives Bravo world, 100%. Saying you're sorry is next level. Like, I don't even know where to place that. It's like, but everyone says they're sorry, but to actually have a true apology in the Housewives.
Yes.
Not sorry you were offended.
I love that one. I love that. Sonia.
It's the best.
I love her.
Oh, yeah. Or Ramona.
No, what's that other? Yes. No, what's the other woman's name? Oh gosh, she was on the house party. She cannot say sorry for the life of her. I think it's Sonia. I think it is Sonia.
It is. I think you're thinking of Ramona.
I think you're thinking Ramona, yeah.
Ramona says sorry like this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you were offended. I'm sorry. And then she's just like,
I'm sorry.
Sorry you were offended.
And then moves on quickly.
Really the worst. Yeah. I can't handle her. I agree with you. I do like Lala's boss attitude. I do actually really like watching her, and I like her. I think, who's your favorite Housewives, ladies? This is important. This is what people are listening to this podcast for. They were like, my kid is not sleeping longer than an hour at night. I would like to listen to this podcast and find out who their favorite housewife is. Right?
Bria.
No, but seriously, so who is it?
One. And like really, truly so
It's like choosing your favorite baby.
I know. Like I liked so many things about their personalities all together. Like Lisa on Salt Lake City, like I think her personality with her kids is so cute. And she's obviously a boss mom too. But then, oh gosh, her name is escaping me. The Beauty Lab owner.
Heather.
I really like Heather.
Oh, I don't know.
I really like Heather.
Yeah, I think that's my answer. Heather is my favorite.
Yeah, that's a good.
Oh, she's the best. I love her too.
Agreed.
Or maybe don't.
She's my favorite right now.
Next year, I'll hate her.
That's exactly it. It changes.
Isn't that the best part about it, though? Like,
yeah.
I can't say my favorite and my worst because they're all the same. That's the fun of it.
Yeah,
that's the fun of it.
Exactly.
I love to jump a train.
Okay, tell me who yours are, Lisa. I'll go last, or I can go last. Or
listen,
you can go last.
I have to say, not to plug another person's podcast, not that she needs it, but Bethany Frankel, I have to say, I love to hate her. I love to love her. And I'm back to loving to love her. It's like
she's so happy right now.
I know. It's almost like that's what you need, a man in your life or whatever, a good partner, a good friend, whoever that person is to you, your person, your kid, or whatever else fulfills you in that way. And she just like figured it out, she met the demons, she shook their hands, she dealt with them, and she walked away as well as she could, but if you really listen to the latest few podcasts that she's put out, where she starts to share the story about her divorce, just to understand how much class that took for her to not deal with this person, with the way that he threatened her with her child and all of these things. I mean, she dealt with it. She had to put her head down and just do what's best for her daughter. And that I will just snap all day long.
Yeah, love that come up story.
Bethany has said a few hot takes in probably the last 3 years that are tough, that are real tough for me, politically and just where I am in what I believe. In terms of housewives, she is the best housewife there ever was and ever will be. And I stand by that statement. She is incredible. Nene Leakes, also high on the list, is one of the most funniest humans on the planet. I honestly,
there's a reason she was such a popular TV personality for so long. I mean, and in real television outside of Housewives, right? I mean, too bad she's a horrible person.
Portia's first season to the end is what an incredible arc, the growth. I just love Housewives so much. I enjoy it I wanted to go to BravoCon this year and then something happened.
I will come, please.
Oh yeah. Imagine if we're baby's best sleep trip to BravoCon and everyone else is we don't watch this show. It's we're going.
Just enjoy it.
That's Ramona. Okay, can I go home? Bria, what is your baby sleep problem? Because everyone has it and people will say, oh, your kids must sleep great. And they do, but everyone has stuff. So my stuff is early mornings. My daughter was a perpetual early morning riser forever, and I talk about it a lot. What's your baby thing?
In the very beginning, I was a very a direct mom. So I wanted to be there for every sleep session she had. I was really involved, heavily involved, which panned out to not be ideal for me. Luckily, we broke a lot of her habits, which was amazing. Now my problems are when she's teething, sick, or going through a leap, she makes it really difficult. I know they'll pass. Otherwise, she's a really good sleeper. Knock on all wood, she's really good. But yeah, I think just more so when she's going through those things. She's getting to the age now where she's really smart and she knows how to get a rise out of us. So that's her personality is starting to peek through. So that's what we experience on a daily basis. The beginning of her childhood was rough. I did not sleep for the first 9 months of her life. Honest to God, I did not leave my house. I did not sleep. I really went through it with her. Just because I was so involved with every sleep time she had. I wanted to hold her, rock her, love her. And even when I didn't want to do it anymore, I couldn't get out of it. So definitely a lot of hard times at the beginning.
So many people are going to connect with that. So many people, including someone on this podcast.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I am just I am you.
Yeah. And you know what? I think it was more difficult because I really did struggle, like I said, with postpartum depression and anxiety. And I was almost caught in this weird situation where being in her room made me feel better, but then I was also feeling like absolute garbage because I didn't sleep ever. And I could never do anything for myself. So I was stuck in this weird rotation. And it honestly wasn't until she started sleeping without me that things really started to improve. And I think that's a huge motivator for me why I want to be part of a team like this, is because mental health is it is a talked about subject now, thank goodness, but not enough, especially with new moms. Like, struggle for new moms and dads is really real. And I don't think sometimes people understand how sleep can play into that. So I lived it firsthand the hard way, and I don't want other people to have to go through it.
No, for sure. Oh my gosh. Just the idea of leaving my daughter's room. I mean, and she's my third. Like, I already did it. You know, this is the thing. This is the issue with postpartum anxiety and or depression or blues, whatever that the mother experiences, you know, it doesn't matter. Even when you see it, you know, the pressure that you feel to stay there and the resentment that you start to feel for staying there are so hard to get out of. Like, those are just, and it's, I mean, that baby sleeping on their own and showing you that they're so strong and capable and that it's just you is so hard to reconcile, right?
Totally. And I think,
oh my gosh, I'm having like a full body reaction.
An experience. And I think too, like, even when I talk to new parents, like, because I know the vulnerable place that I was in back then at the time when I desperately needed help, like, I can recognize it in parents' voices sometimes. And even sometimes when I can't, I just think it's a really proud moment for people who reach out for help, because there's a lot of info on the internet. You can research anything you want, but to put the pieces together, that's hard. And it's hard to say, like, I actually, like, I'm putting my hand up. I actually need help with this. So anytime I talk to a new parent, like, I'm honestly really proud of them. And even if it doesn't mean anything to them, it means a lot to me, because I know what it feels like to be on the other side of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's so powerful, honestly. And it is something that I identify with, like, another type of brain where I was anxious, but I couldn't sleep with my child. I couldn't be a part of it if I wanted to. Like, it was just something from the beginning that I couldn't do. So I recognize that on the other end of that, there's a lot of pressure. Like, if your baby isn't sleeping, people will say, just co-sleep, just hold them. And I was like, but that doesn't work. I've tried that. And it's like, if that feels like already the end and that's not working, parents feel so, like, left out in the cold, right? So that's why I tried to say, like, look, what I do and what the company does is we help people achieve independent sleep. But I actually truly in my heart don't care how anyone sleeps, as long as you're sleeping and it's working. And it's like, we have to be so careful as, like, you know, I think I was talking about this with my certification group, where it was like, just because you don't want to co-sleep or that's something that you don't want to do anymore, we have to be careful not to jump on a call with the client and be like, oh, you're co-sleeping. Like, they might still be very much into it and enjoying it and rested. So it's not really up for us to decide. Oh my gosh, we're at 20 minutes and we have to be careful of getting into good nap territory. As soon as we're into good nap territory, we might lose our listeners. So if your child is sleeping for approximately 28 minutes, they're about to wake up, and you should definitely call us because we can help with that nap. You can find more tips and tricks on babysbestsleep.com. You can find us all on Instagram at babysbestsleep, at BBS_LIZA, and at BBS BRIA. And we will answer as many questions as we have. We do Q&As. And if you have an idea or a topic to be on the Slumber Party podcast, make sure that you send us an email at hello@babysbestsleep.com. And if you're a great candidate, we'll invite you on the show and you can talk to us about hair and housewives, exactly what you're here for. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great night. Bye.